Hey peeps, we are back. We are talking The Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 8, Episode 12. Hey, before we get into the video, please do me the honors of subscribing to my channel, hitting the notification bell so you can always be notified when I post new content, hitting the thumbs up because that does wonders for my channel, and share. Thanks. All right, you guys, let's talk about The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Let's talk about Kandi leaving the show. I did hear Andy talk about Kandi on his Sirius XM radio show, and he talked about her in such glowing, wonderful terms. He talked about all that she has contributed to the show, on and off screen, all the great business advice that she had given all of the production people behind the scenes, and how much she will be missed. He said that when she called him to tell him that she had decided to leave the show, he was really shocked. He said they laughed and talked for hours, her, him, and Todd. And he said that they both actually came to tears and that he will really miss her. He also told her that if she ever wants to come back, maybe she wants to come back, in a year, maybe she wants to come back in 2 years, the door will always be open for her to come back. He said that they have other projects in the works, that Todd's movie on Peacock is doing very well, so they'll probably have other projects with Todd as well. He said that he did have some information regarding the next season of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, but he didn't want to share it at the time because he wanted to keep the focus on Kandi. It was really a beautiful tribute, and she posted it on her Instagram, and so many housewives jumped on the Instagram to thank her for her time on the show, to let her know that she is a real legend, a real icon when it comes to housewives. And you know what? I think this is a good thing. Kandi has been on that show for 14 seasons. She has given us everything. She's given us every aspect of her life, her family's lives, her relationships. She's very open. She's very honest. And it's good to go out while you're on top. I really do think that she will be missed. But I'm excited to see what new changes are going to come for The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Last season was their worst rated season, and I think that things kind of just started to get a little stale. And if I'm being honest, I think that all the Housewives franchises are getting a little stale. I mean, we have been watching the Housewives for about 18 or 19 years now, and sometimes things can get boring. Things can get stale. I'm telling you right now, season 8 of The Real Housewives of Potomac, they're getting some of their lowest ratings right now as well. And I think that it's definitely time for a cash shakeup over here at The Real Housewives of Potomac. Anyway, you guys, get down in the comments and let me know what you think about Kandi leaving The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Do you think it's a good idea? I think she's going to be missed, but I do think it's a good idea. All right, so on to Potomac. So this episode starts out with Giselle and Ashley at a fabric store with Mia and Robin talking about their new athleisure line. All I can say is I wish them the best. I really do. I personally do not enjoy Giselle's style, and I'm going to be 1000% honest. I don't enjoy Ashley's style either. I don't know why all of Ashley's things just look cheap and tacky. I don't love it. Anyway, Giselle asked the girls if their vagina sweats when they work out, and Mia and Robin both said yes. And I don't know why Giselle was surprised. A lot of people sweat when they work out. I mean, you can't just say, oh, I only want to sweat on my forehead. You're going to sweat. So I do think that it was a good idea that Ashley brought up that they should probably make sure that their fabric is really absorbent in the vaginal area. That would be, really good for some ladies who sweat down there. Giselle in her confessionals was making fun of Mia, just being shady. She says Mia's vagina was created by her doctor. And I said, you know what, Giselle? You always think you're cute and funny in those confessionals, but it always comes back to haunt you in the reunion. Be quiet. Mia and Robin were both still in their feelings a little bit about the last minute invite from Karen. I understand. I would have felt some kind of way about being invited second string, last minute, but I think that I would have just said the same thing Robin said. Unfortunately, I can't make it, but congratulations on your new Airbnb. Wishing you guys the best, safe travels, and going about my business. I'm not about to hold a grudge. I'm not going to argue or fuss or fight with you. Enjoy. I don't know why they're so upset. They didn't want to go to Surrey anyway. And every time they do go to Surrey, they always talk crap about our hometown. So who cares if you didn't get invited? You didn't want to go anyway. So Ashley, being Ashley, she wanted to be messy and talk about Wendy's event, stating that Wendy didn't invite NECA to Happy Eddie's event. And Robin said no, she was on the invite. She did get invited. Of course, Giselle said, well, I know Eddie didn't invite her husband. No, he didn't. And I wouldn't either. The way NECA's husband approached Eddie was wrong. The way he got up in Eddie's face talking about talk with your chest or whatever he was saying, that was very disgusting. That was bad behavior. You and this man are clearly or were Facebook friends. So Giselle says that she got an invite to the Happy Eddie event and she was going to go. And I said, this is weird for me. You wouldn't go support Karen, your friend, because you were afraid of Candace and Wendy, but you're going to show up to Wendy's event. She says that she's going to go to Wendy's event because the rest of the girls are going. And what I don't love about this is you are trying to propel this story that Wendy and Candace are violent and they're going to hurt you or something. We know that Candace likes to talk. She doesn't like to fight. And you didn't seem to have any problems when Mia was trying to fight Wendy. But all of a sudden, you just assume that something's going to pop off and Candace and Wendy are going to whoop your ass. I don't understand that. I am sick of Giselle and how she is treating Candace and Wendy. You are not the victim here. Be a grown-up and accept responsibility for your part of the fallout of these friendships. This is ridiculous. Now then we go to NECA's house and we find out that she's got a sparkling wine line coming out. And I think that's great. She shared the wine with the girls when they came over her packing party later in the episode. And the ladies seem to really enjoy this. So I am wishing her the best of luck and success. I like a little sparkling wine from time to time myself. I don't drink a lot, but from time to time I'll have, a glass. I get drunk really easy, so I can't even, just a little glass and I'm done. Anyway, good luck to her and her business. She did let us know that every morning when she gets up, when she takes her vitamins, she drinks it down with a glass of champagne or a glass of sparkling wine. And I don't get that. I mean, I've never met anybody who starts their day off with a glass of sparkling wine or champagne. I don't know. Maybe she wants to be, baby Charisse. I have no idea, but I just don't think that's healthy. It is also none of my business, so I'm going to move on. So we see her having a conversation at her house with Lebby or Leba, I don't know, Wendy's sister's ex-best friend. And, she still hasn't gotten her house together. She doesn't even have a stove. And I am confused about that. For some reason, I always assume that rich people just got stuff done. And we never actually see her in an office or working or anything. So I'm just thinking, if you're a stay-at-home wife and y'all have all this money, why are your things not unpacked and placed? Why haven't you gone out to the store and actually purchased some furniture or ordered some furniture online? I don't get it. Am I crazy? Am I being rude? It's just weird to me that you have all this cash and no furniture delivery. I don't know. Anyway, this is not even my business. So she tells her that she's going to the Happy Eddie event. And she says, well, just be careful because you're going to be on Wendy's turf. I think that was a childish comment. So what? She's going to be with Wendy, all the rest of the girls, and all of the camera and production crew. She has been with Wendy multiple times and she didn't get beat up. Okay, she's going to be fine. Also, can I just say that throughout this entire episode, NECA and all of her friends, her sister, first of all, NECA and her sister's makeup did not match their neck or their hands. That bothers me. Second of all of NECA and her sisters, her cousin, her friend, all of their makeup was caked on heavy. that makeup was bothering me. And, you know, Karen's makeup was bothering me too at the Happy Eddie event. I'm just saying, I'm going to go and move on. I just, you know, I don't really know how to apply makeup, you know, as beautifully as these women do. But I do know how to match foundation. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, I'm going to go and move on. So we see Candace and Chris. Candace, we all know she does that TV show called Hush. I have never seen it, but I have heard some really good reviews on how Candace's performance is. She's getting ready to go film her show, but she wants Chris to have her marijuana, you know, order. I said, well, what the shit? You got a marijuana order? Ma'am, stop this. She asked Chris how he feels about seeing, she said, old forehead and ankles. She was like, what's that girl's name? Ashley. I thought that was rude. Stop calling that woman forehead and talk about that woman's ankles. You know good and damn well what these ladies' names are. Stop it. Anyway, I don't blame her, but it's still rude. Cut it. Chris says that he doesn't care. He has not seen those girls since the reunion, and he is not even thinking about them. He says that he is not an angry person. If they say hi to him, he's going to say hi to them and move on. And that's called being an adult. I appreciate that. Now, when we get down to this Happy Eddie event, Wendy and Eddie are dressed to the nines. I said, wow, I don't do the weed. I don't partake in any drugs. I barely take the prescription medication that I'm supposed to take anyway. I said, if I was going to a weed party, I would definitely be wearing jeans and a shirt. I'm not getting fancy for this. Have you seen some of the weed people? They don't look fancy. I'm just saying. Anyway, they have 3 strings of weed. They've got a hyper Happy Eddie strain. Then they've got a mellow Happy Eddie strain. And then they have a strain that's in the middle, I guess, called Zen Wen. You know what? They're going to use the hell out of this, aren't they? They are going to use these nicknames, these names. They're going to turn this into something. I knew when I seen that Eddie had a copyright on Happy Eddie that something was going down. So it turns out that they've come to this weed party and there is no weed. Okay, I think there might have been some weed in the gift bags, but there was no weed right then at the moment. They were going to be rolling oregano. I said, well, shit. It's kind of like when Dwight said, how dreadful, a fashion show with no fashions. There's no weed at this weed event. Anyway, Chris and Candace showed up and they were wearing jeans. I said they understood. This is how you show up. Now, Ashley all of a sudden becomes a victim, just like Giselle. She comes in there and she has no conversation for Chris. She doesn't care if she ever talks to him or ever sees him again. She doesn't want anything to do with him. I said, really? You came on national TV and tried to call that man a predator, and you expected him to just sit back and be calm and rational about it? You are not a victim. You're an idiot. And not only that, what did you want? You wanted Candace to suffer the embarrassment that you have suffered ever since you donned our damn TV with that raggedy ass husband. Speaking of her raggedy husband, his lawsuit was thrown out, dismissed with prejudice, meaning that he cannot sue Candace again. Now, why did he only sue Candace? He didn't sue Giselle or Robin or Karen or any of the other ladies on the show who have read his ass for filth every single season. His lawsuit was thrown out because he had signed a contract with Bravo to be on the show. And one of the stipulations in their contracts is that they cannot sue each other. Boom, you're done. Bye, Michael. I'm sick of you. Anyway, Karen shows up with her ex-assistant, Matt. Why are we seeing him more now that he is not her assistant? I'm not a fan of that guy. Anyway, Karen greets Mia with another handshake.
That I don't do second string invite?
No, you weren't second string. You weren't even first string. You were the backup.
I need a second. Can we? Everybody give me a second just to take this in. Child, they both talk with the back of your forehead.
Leave my kids to go to boarding in Surrey County. Not doing it.
Mia, it's better than your boring ass life. I tell you that.
Oh.
The fruit punch is really good, Eddie.
Yeah. You know what I like about it? The ice is cold.
Really have a moment.
Old dog, find some new trick.
You are the trick.
Not working
you
for you
are
no
the
more.
trick. That's what that is.
What lady calls a woman a dog? Let's talk about the caliber of woman you are. I brought you into this group. You don't owe me but one thing. That's respect. And if you don't have that, you are a trick. I don't start this, I finish it.
A little bit. My thing is, how she come to my event and she didn't even say hi to me?
Honey, now listen. Karen did not have to do that to that girl. She did not have to tell her that she was not second string. She wasn't first string. She was the backup. I said, girl, you don't have to do this. Mia saying to Karen that she's an old dog that needs new tricks. Okay, that was a zing. It really was. But Karen calls it like she sees it. You are the trick. I mean, you came into the show kind of saying yourself that you were a trick, that you were at the strip club, you were having the sex with Gordon while he was married, and Gordon was paying you down at the strip club. So you kind of, he was a trick. Yeah, that was a lot going on. And then Mia making fun of Karen's face. I don't know what was happening. I don't know if it was right before she was getting touch-ups or she was about to get touch-ups. I have no idea. But Mia making those comments about Karen's Botox and things like that, you're going to pay for that at the reunion. You could believe it. Karen telling Mia that her life was boring. I don't know. I really don't. This is a lot. This is a lot. Again, I can understand Mia being upset about being invited as a second thought, but I don't know why both of them are so upset. Mia said what she said in her in her text to Karen, but Karen just said, cool, Mia. And if it really was cool, then why don't you just leave it there? Why is this such a big deal that she didn't want to be a second place invite? I mean, you didn't go over to Robin and say anything, and you said that you and Mia aren't 100% friends anymore. She's still on a handshake basis. So move on from this. Who cares? You went to Surrey. You were there with all the girls. You had a good time. Move on from it. In the midst of the girls fighting and stuff, I laughed so hard. I laughed so hard at Chris and Gordon. Chris said, "Ooh, this punch is good." Gordon says, "You know what I like about it? The ice. The ice is cold." The husbands is over here just trying to be cordial, trying to have a good time. And the ladies are always arguing back and forth, back and forth. And I mean, NECA thanks Wendy for the invite. Karen's comment about, what kind of woman calls another woman a dog? I agree with that. I really do. And Mia does owe Karen some sort of respect. Karen did bring you into this group. And it's so weird. Karen brought you into this group, but you have spent majority of the time that you have been on this show begging to be friends with Robin and Giselle. It's weird. Karen was your friend, but you were always team Robin and Giselle. Giselle comes in and she doesn't say hi to Wendy or to her husband. And I think that it was really wrong and tacky for production to throw in these flashbacks of all the times that Wendy didn't say anything to Giselle. First of all of those events were other people's events. She didn't say hello to Giselle at Ashley's house. Giselle wasn't trying to say hello to her then. She didn't say hello to Giselle when they were in Texas. Giselle wasn't trying to say hi to her either. But this is her event. You are at this woman's event and you can't speak to her or her husband. I thought that was garbage. Another thing that I thought was garbage is when Wendy tries to thank everybody for coming, having a good time, being happy at the event, and laughing. Here's Giselle. Did I laugh? I don't think I laughed. And then she's in the confessionals throwing shade. But production showed you were in there laughing and joking and having a good time, eating this woman's food, rolling her oregano, but you can't say hello? Why the hell are you there? Grow up, lady. Giselle was also trying to ignore Chris, and she was saying that he has gained weight. He must be stress eating. She thought that was really cute and funny. Chris went out on Twitter and he said 2024 is off to a great start. Happy to say that he's down 12 pounds so far. Happy Eddie replies, "Kudos to you, fam. For some odd reason, they can't keep your name out their mouths, my brother. What are you to do?" I mean, seriously, that man hasn't done anything to them, but they want to talk shit about him, Ashley and Giselle. I mean, seriously, Ashley and Giselle both tried to destroy this man's life. He even said on the reunion that he had lost business deals. He had people, he had family, friends, customers asking him questions about this because Giselle and Ashley wanted to propel this story along with a little help from Mia and then, Deborah. And it's really crazy to me that later in the episode, when Wendy did not show up to NECA's event, Giselle wants to talk about how etiquette goes. How dare she not even text you to tell you she's not coming? How dare you come to somebody's event and not speak to them? You are not the right messenger. And I do think that Wendy could have at least texted that girl and said she wasn't going to make it. She included you on the invite. That's the least she could have done. That's just my opinion. Mia was in the middle of her confessionals talking about Eddie, saying that she has never seen Eddie have a job since he's been on this show. And she doesn't know any real attorneys that are available like Eddie is all the time. And I said, are you serious, ma'am? Are you really serious? Mind your damn business. Where do you and your husband work? And I don't see NECA, who's an attorney, working anywhere either. This is not your business. And you talking all this shit in this confessionals right when Wendy has given you a break. When Wendy has gotten off your neck. She's going to be back on your neck again. And you're going to pay for this at the reunion. That's all I'm saying. Now, Robin asking Mia about her marriage across the table. I didn't really love it. I said when Mia told Robin about her situation with Gordon, she told Robin that just one-on-one, her and Robin. She didn't share that with the group. So I didn't think that was really cool that she did that. Mia says that, at some point she was really ready to clock out. She's ready to clock out now, but Gordon doesn't have anybody else, so she can't really leave him now. She says that his whole family has turned his back on him and he doesn't have anybody else. I don't think that I would say any of that in front of people. You know what I mean? First of all, he's still my husband. He's the father of my children. And I'm not going to embarrass him like this. If she would have asked me that over the table, I would have said, things are going great, and moved on. It's not everyone's business. And this is not throw my husband under the bus time. It really isn't. Now, I do appreciate that NECA pulled Wendy to the side and thanked her for the invite and asked her if they could possibly have a sit-down conversation. And Wendy wasn't ready. She wasn't here for it. Wendy did thank her very much for showing up for her event, but she wasn't prepared or ready to have a sit-down conversation with NECA. And I think that if I was Wendy, I would say, yeah, sure, let's sit down, let's hash this out. Now, I'm not saying that the conversation would have went smoothly, because I would have absolutely had to tell her exactly how I felt about the things that she said, and I would have expected an apology from her. But at the same time, like I said in my last video, when Wendy called NECA a crackhead and said that she was out there in LA smoking crack, I think that she owes NECA an apology for that as well. However, if Wendy does not want to show up for NECA's event, she doesn't really truly want to have this sit down with NECA, then maybe she should just chalk it up and just tell NECA, like, listen, I don't want to move forward. We're not going to move forward. And she can just be casual with NECA the way she is with Robin and Giselle. You know what I mean? You don't have to be friends with that woman. You do not have to forgive her, and you do not have to speak to her. But I don't think that I would keep going back and forth like this. Just say what it is right off the rip. Now, Mia and Gordon having this lunch together. First of all, why didn't she let that man order the broccoli? He wanted to order the bang bang broccoli, and she looked at him as if to say, hell no. Is it possible gas later? I don't know what it is, but the man didn't get his broccoli. Anyway, she says that they have to go on these day dates because they don't have a nanny. Now, Mia was making it sound as if they are in the position that they are in because Gordon is guilty of what his family is saying he's guilty of. She didn't come right out and say it, but she was tap dancing on it as if to say, dude, you're responsible for whatever it is. She told him he was not taking accountability for what he did, for his part in them being ousted from this company. My honest opinion about this marriage is that if Gordon was still working for the company, still part owner of the company, and Mia was still doing the marketing or whatever it was she said she was doing, making her $400,000 a year, if they were still doing that and still had a nanny, she would be all in. she would be all in. I think this woman wants out because she is looking for her next rich man. She knows that Gordon can no longer sustain the lifestyle that she has grown accustomed to. But then it was weird when Gordon and her wanted to make fun of Ashley and Michael Darby when they brought up that they didn't really think that Ashley and Michael were going to get a divorce because why leave your sugar daddy? That's what Gordon was saying. Gordon, Mia wants to leave you, in my opinion, because you don't have any more sugar. But he was making the comment that why should they get a divorce when they could just have a mutual understanding? And to me, I was thinking his mutual understanding was she can see somebody on the side. That's what it sounded like to me. Get down in the comments and let me know what you think. Do you think that the only reason why she wants this marriage to be over is because she's looking for her next rich man? Now, Nneka's party. Before everybody got there, I really appreciated that her sister said when she hopes Wendy shows up, and if she does show up, she's going to have open arms for Wendy. I thought that was really nice, and I was hoping maybe she will show up and maybe Nneka's sister could be the bridge, to them working things out. Then when I see Charisse, I said, damn, I forgot Nneka was friends with that woman. We won't have to see her again. Karen comes in and says hello to everybody, and then she says, hello, everyone. And Charisse, being a child, she says, everyone says hello back. I said, that is so childish. I don't know why. Karen just really does something to Charisse. Charisse just gets activated when Karen is around. And Karen, the same thing. Her face gets all tore up when she sees Charisse. They have got to stop this. Now, again, I told you Wendy didn't show up. I think Wendy should have texted. I don't think that Giselle had any right to speak on it. Not at all. Then I thought it was weird that this lady has been married for 2 years and the girls are opening up her wedding gifts. Now, I am not married. I want to be married, and I have been in about 27 weddings. Always a damn bridesmaid. You know what? I'm not even going to get into it. I don't want to. Oh, I'm so bitter. Oh, anyway. I'm sick of this shit. Anyway, let's move on. Let me calm down. All right, I'm calm now. Okay, anyway, I have never been married, but I have helped many of my girlfriends send out their thank you cards. And that's one of the things they like to do. You open up all the gifts. They love to read the notes, and then you're able to send a personalized thank you for each one of the gifts that they received. I'm wondering, did Nneka send out thank you cards, or were they just plain and boring and just say thank you? I mean, the fact that they are opening up your wedding gifts and reading your well wishes, I didn't love it. I thought that was terrible. Before they got around to playing this game, Giselle tries to be funny and she says to Karen, you look refreshed. Did you have something done? You look like you were very refreshed. And Karen says, where is this headed? Giselle is always trying to do something. She always wants to be super extra and shady to Karen whenever Charisse is around. You just saw Karen the other day at the Happy Eddie event. So cut the shit. Mia is still upset that Karen called her a trick.
It takes a trick to know a trick.
Mia just wants my light. I'm a grown-ass woman. I don't have to shine on you, bitch.
But if we're going to talk about rumors, let me show you how that feels, okay? Because I've been nothing but a friend to you.
Yeah.
Now, I never came after your marriage when I heard that you met up with a rapper. I also could have said you're a married man, but I never did. Because it's dangerous and it's a rumor and I saw nothing.
If you hear it one time, it's a rumor. But if you hear it from multiple sources, it makes me wonder. Makes me wonder.
I've never heard that. I did.
But she is openly dating. I'm just saying, my God.
First of all, it's not a rapper.
For the last
Just hanging out with them, but we're not screwing.
Great. Oh, so that's
you were hanging out. You can't speak on them.
Okay. All right, that's fine.
And Gordon,
not having
Gordon
sex.
is there.
Gordon is there. What? With the rapper? Yes. Or the married man?
Mia strikes me as someone who is looking for security. So she's going to go for someone who is going to support her and her children and her lifestyle. And that's not a rapper, girl. They teach you nothing, in Hoes Anonymous or wherever you went to school.
That this guy's her soulmate. I said, well, babe, you can have the best of both worlds. I've said you can see someone, just don't make it public. Be careful and don't involve the kids. Well, she was still sneaking around. and thinking I didn't know. I mean, I see the phone records. I pay the phone bills. My name's on the account. I see. And I see the calls at 2 o'clock in the morning and the times when I'm away from home and all those kinds of things. So I knew what was going on. But, she made the choice, I guess, to choose him over me.
Well, shit, every one of the girls, they love to bring up these rumors about Karen. They love to do it. But now Karen said, well, the shoe's on the other foot. So I'm going to bring up some of your rumors. And, according to Gordon, those aren't rumors. Those are all facts. But I did notice that in between all of this, Giselle said, I never heard that. Really? Isn't it funny how Karen is supposed to be your friend, but when Mia and all the rest of the girls like to drop little rumors about Karen, you're all there for it, ready to hear it. Oh, really? Oh, you got something smart to say. But now that Karen is bringing some rumors / facts, allegedly, about Mia, you never heard that. I'm with Karen too. Karen said, I'm a grown ass woman. I don't have to shine on you, bitch. You are not about to steal her light. That's what she said. She said, bitch, I didn't. Karen said, I don't start shit, I finish it. She's not lying. She's not lying. I mean, Mia got some good digs in too, but really, stop it. Seriously. Every season, they try to rip Karen up. They try to bring up rumors and all this stuff, but when she brings it up, nobody ever heard it. The current day, Mia is with her new guy. She's not saying who he is. She's not posting his face on her social media, but it is someone. And I think that person does have means. According to Gordon, her and that guy have started a business together. She's trying to move to somebody who has a little more than Gordon. So Candace's comment may have been rude, but I agree that Mia is definitely looking for someone who can keep her in the lifestyle that she's accustomed to. I don't blame her for wanting to be in a lifestyle that keeps her comfortable, but I do kind of feel bad for Gordon. But he knows how he got her. How you get them is how you lose them. For her to try to act like Karen was wrong, you busted yourself out in the confessionals. He's not a rapper, but he is somebody that you're spending time with. Then they decide to play Never Have I Ever. And one of the questions was, never have I ever paid for vitamin D. We know what the D stands for. And Ashley says, well, Sharice was not happy about that. She was not happy about that. Ashley says that she thinks that divorced women don't want anything serious, so they may pay for the D. I am not a divorced woman. I have never been married. I mean, we're not going to go there. I promise you. But I don't think that divorced women are out here paying for the D. I don't know where Ashley got that. That's ridiculous. Robin thought it was real cute to throw in a question about never have I ever screenshotted a picture of a friend's family and kept it in my camera roll. I thought that was so stupid. I don't understand why Robin cares about this picture. You are so worried about Karen having a picture of you and your parents from 5 years ago, but you don't give two shits about Juan deleting all of his text messages and hanging up on you and not paying attention to you and paying for women's hotel rooms, being down to the laundromat. But you care about Karen having a picture of you and your parents in her camera roll. Not only that, didn't you have a picture allegedly of Karen and Blue Eyes in your phone? Karen says that she doesn't recall it, but it's possible. And she says she does like Robin's parents. And she's got a folder with pictures, I guess, of Robin, which I don't know why, but she's known Robin for at least 8 years. I don't know, but I think that Robin is reaching. Robin is corny and she's not giving. And this season is not really giving. Anyway, peeps, get down in the comments and let me know what you think. And until next time, bye.